Memorial Day weekend traditionally marks the start of boating season, and many of our lakes will be busy, especially with the amazing weather. Sarah Allen is in Plymouth with some safety tips for the summer ahead.
This is one of the best days of my year, every year.
After a long winter, the day has finally come for Paula Pursley and her fiancé, Stephen Mueller.
I've lived on this lake since 1983, and launching the boat at the beginning of the season is usually the best day of the year for me.
Their boat is coming out of storage here at Medicine Lake.
I wanted to fish.
I party, he fishes.
Stephen Zebarth, owner of Z Marine, delivered the couple's pontoon.
I deliver them all over.
They're just one of his many customers. His company stored 500 boats, but after this weekend, that number will be drastically smaller.
I'd say we're going to be down to about 50 boats left.
With so many boats taking to the water this weekend, safety becomes a concern.
These boats nowadays go as fast as a lot of cars go. There is no lanes. There are no lights.
The DNR has a few reminders to make sure the summer boating season gets off to a safe start. Wear a life jacket, no matter your age. Check safety equipment. Make sure life jackets, fire extinguishers, and other pieces of equipment are in working order. Be aware of high water. Water levels are high throughout the state's waterways. Mind your wake. Wakes can create shoreline erosion and be difficult for people recreating in the water. Finally, brush up on the rules. The more boater knowledge you have, the safer boating can be. The boating season is something that many look forward to, and by everyone doing their part, it can be a safer one.
As much as we enjoy being out here, we don't drink and drive on the boat. That's very important.
In Plymouth, Sarah Allen, CCX News.
According to Minnesota DNR, operating a boat under the influence is the single greatest factor in fatal boating accidents. For more boating rules, head over to ccxmedia.org for a link to the 2023 Minnesota Boating Guide. They're the same party, but that's not stopping some local DFL lawmakers from expressing disappointment with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Walz vetoed a bill that would have given pay raises and job protections to rideshare drivers. Representative Cedric Frazier of New Hope, Representative Samantha Vang of Brooklyn Center, and Senator Susan Pa of Brooklyn Park are all part of a caucus that denounced Walz's veto. The governor said the bill could have made Minnesota one of the most expensive states in the country for rideshares. His veto came after Uber said it would pull out of all Minnesota markets except the Twin Cities Metro. Walz wants to create a commission to study the issue further next year. Brooklyn Park Summer Festival has a new name. The festival, once known as Tater Daze, is now called Celebrate Brooklyn Park Tater Daze. The city looked to change the name to Celebrate Brooklyn Park to be inclusive of the diverse population. City Council stepped in this May to keep the Tater Daze branding.
I do want to show some level of respect for what was established through Tater Daze. There's not necessarily Brooklyn Park as we know it without all those potatoes, being farmed and us leading the nation in potatoes, right? And we all eat French fries, so.
And this year, the parade is Saturday, June 3rd, starting at 11 o'clock. After the parade, there's a community market with food trucks from noon until 3 at Noble Sports Park. A major restoration project of a historic Robbinsdale park is nearly completed.
Well, it's thrilling. It's beyond imagination. Our little group that formed in 2020, never imagined it could come this far.
Christy Gibson is part of a group of volunteers who have set out to preserve Robbinsdale's Graeser Park. Construction crews hired by MnDOT are putting the finishing touches on the restoration project. The state owns the park. Some of the features include 11 picnic tables, new sidewalks that allow for easier access, and a fully restored beehive fireplace. That fireplace was built in 1941 and is one of only 2 still in existence.
It's so special to walk into and see something from the past that we can connect to and we can still enjoy today.
All of the work should be finished by the end of June, and a grand opening celebration will likely take place sometime in July. A Brooklyn Park veteran will carry the Minnesota flag in the National Memorial Day Parade. Devin Montero is Brooklyn Park's city clerk. He's a U.S. Air Force veteran and served in Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm in 1990 and 91. Montero will march in the parade Monday afternoon along Constitution Avenue in Washington, D.C. In Maple Grove, the city will honor fallen soldiers with a special ceremony on Monday. The public is invited to the Veterans Memorial at Central Park from noon until 1. The event is hosted by the Maple Grove Yellow Ribbon Network and the Osseo Maple Grove American Legion. The end of the school year at one school in Crystal was quite a blast. 16 eighth grade students at St. Raphael School got to launch rockets. It was part of their celebration to mark the end of a successful year. Students from the entire school got to go out and watch the launch. It's a tradition the school has done for several years.
We're a pretty small school. We have 150 kids total. So what that means is the teachers don't just know their own classes, they work with all of the classes that we have in the school. So when 8th grade gets to celebrate their last day of school today, the rest of us are celebrating with them, and it's going to be sad to see them go.
And we leave you with more sights of a fun-filled Friday.
Section track and field meets are coming up after Memorial Day. Thursday marked day 2 for teams in Northwest Suburban Conference competition. A good day for athletes to compete at the 14-team Northwest Suburban Conference meet. Girls 100-meter dash. It's Jordan Borsch of Maple Grove, the defending state champion, racing to the win in 12.26 seconds. She would later win the 200 and 400-meter races as well. Boys 100 meters, another win for Maple Grove. It's Charlie Roush in lane 5 earning the win. The senior with a time of 11.22 seconds. Alvin Thomas of Champlin Park finished second. Boys 1600 meters. Armstrong's Noah Brecker, one of the state's best distance runners, wins big. His time is 4 minutes, 11.27 seconds. Cade Sandvik of Osseo is next, 8 seconds behind Brecker. Girls 4x100-meter relay. Champlin Park wins. The anchor Kari Bork brings it home. 49.06 seconds is the final time. Boys 4x100. Another win for Champlin Park. It's anchor Elijah Novak helping the Rebels win in 41.80 seconds. Ahmed Kadar of Osseo and Orange in the boys 400. He won't quite catch Ty Smith of Blaine, but Kadar does grab second place in 48.82 seconds. The Osseo boys finished third in the team standings behind Blaine and Champlin Park. Blaine, Rogers, and Maple Grove are 1-2-3 in the girls' meet. It's been a strong season for boys golf in the Northwest Suburban Conference, with top-ranked Maple Grove battling Totino Grace and Spring Lake Park. Jay Wilcox has highlights from the conference tournament.
Jack Schrader of Maple Grove tees off at Bunker Hills at the Northwest Suburban Conference Boys Tournament. Schrader cards a 73 to place 6th. Ryan Stendal of the Crimson drops a nice birdie putt on East number 2. Stendal shoots a 69 to edge Jake Birdwell of Spring Lake Park by 1 stroke for first. Peyton Savageau of Totino Grace rolls home a 6-footer for par on East 3. He's third with a 1 under 71. Kagan Kohler of Maple Grove is on target with the putt here for birdie on East 5. Kohler shoots a 74 to tie for 7th. Colin Ramos of Totino Grace goes for it and is right on for birdie on East 9. He's in a group tied for 12th place with a 76 as his Eagles finish second. Blake Forrest of Maple Grove also on East 9 looking for birdie, but he'll have to tap in for par instead. Forrest records a 75 and ties for 10th place. His teammate Gavin Grahek nails his birdie try on East 6. He shoots a 76 to tie for 12th as Maple Grove shoots a 291 as a team to beat Totino Grace by 4 strokes and Spring Lake Park by 6. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
The Northwest Suburban Conference title in girls lacrosse came down to a final night matchup between Maple Grove and Champlin Park. Here again is Jay Wilcox.
Maple Grove visiting Champlin Park with the Northwest Suburban Conference girls lacrosse title on the line. Nice passing for the Crimson here. Ella Olson to Sosie Van Wyk in close, and it's 1-0 Maple Grove. Van Wyk gets the assist this time as she sets up Riley Dunn for the low shot and a 2-0 early lead. Champlin Park counters. Megan Peter to Ella Engstrom for the goal. The Rebels are within 2-1. The Crimson's top goal scorer, Olson, takes the pass and scores with the quick turnaround for a 4-1 lead. Cutter Leah Muscatello takes the pass and scores before the contact. Maple Grove dominates to lead 10-3 at the half. The Rebels play a better second half. Peter sets up Annabelle Johnson for the goal here, but they never really get back in it as Van Wyk and the Crimson win the conference title and finish the regular season unbeaten with a 13-7 win. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.